My name is Alan Roberts, and I run a YouTube channel called Every Damn Day Fitness. If you know of me and don't like me, please keep watching. This isn't one of my normal videos. If you're one of my loyal subscribers, please keep watching, guys. And if you're new to me, please watch, listen, and share. I promised myself that if I ever got any kind of voice following or anything like that in any way, there was a few messages that I would make sure to get across no matter what. And this is definitely one of them. I think it's the most important one. Whew, here we go. I grew up in the South Hills of Pittsburgh in the 70s and 80s. Back then, when you were best friends with somebody, your parents were best friends too. Like my best friend's dad was best friends with my dad. And the families it was like one big family. Like it was interchangeable, vacations together, dinners over each other's houses, always together type thing. When I was in my early teens, my best friend's dad had a stroke, and it caused him to lose some of the vision in one of his eyes, and it also dropped him into a very, very, very deep depression. Now, back then, depression wasn't treated like it's treated now. It was kind of a suck it up type thing, which is horrible, but it is just the way it was. And that year, my best friend's dad walked into the woods to go hunting one day and never walked back out. In the days that followed while they were searching for him, I was still going to school and my best friend wasn't, and I was getting off the school bus at my buddy's stop, and I would walk to his house and spend the rest of the evening there until my dad came and picked me up, because my mom would be working like her third job, and my dad took some time off to go walk the woods of western Pennsylvania, screaming his best friend's name, looking for him. So, I think it was the third or fourth day. The bus was pulling up to his bus stop. I was about to get off and I saw my dad's truck there. And I knew, but I still kind of tried to deny it, so I got off the bus and I just kind of ignored it and started walking towards my buddy's house, and my dad waved me over and I got in the truck and we rode back to my parents' house, my house, in silence. My dad always backed the truck in the garage, and when he backed the truck in the garage, I remember the garage door going down, and I remember the instant it hit the ground, I heard this noise that I'd never ever heard before. And I looked over, and the strongest man I'd ever known was sobbing like a baby. Just sobbing. So of course I started crying, and my dad leaned over and he hugged me. And I remember the tears coming from his eyes rolling down my forehead, and he said to me, "We lost a really good friend today." A couple of days later, it came out to the kids, and we had already known. My best friend's dad, the person I considered a second dad, the man I looked up to almost as much as my own father, had walked into the woods that day and in a fit of depression had taken his own life. And with it, huge, huge portions of mine and his family's and my dad's and my family's lives with them. It's a hole that it can never be filled. Ever. It comes along with survivor's guilt and things that should not be put on anybody. You know, I've had a really, really good life until then. I lead a really good life now, but there have been times in my life where I have been very, very depressed and very, very, very down. I have had crappy stuff happen to me. I've caused crappy stuff to happen to me. I've had failed relationships. I've been broke. I've been almost homeless, sleeping on people's couches. And there have been times in my life when I have thought of ending it. And that is the truth. And there are two things that I am incredibly thankful for. Because if it wasn't for those two things, I would not have the happy family and happy life I have now. The first is the National Suicide Hotline and suicide prevention. Because I personally have called that number for myself and for others multiple times. It is an invaluable tool that I always wonder that if it was around or more publicized back then, if my best friend's dad wouldn't still be here. And the other thing that I'm thankful for is the unfortunate sound my father made in one of the worst moments of his life that is burned into my memory and has caused me to call that number, because I could never ever be the reason to make anybody hurt that bad. So please, please, if you know anybody that is depressed or down, if you are depressed and down, please call this number. Do not turn away. Because the life you would be taking isn't just your own.